When it came to the point, I never thought that Fleur would go through with it. She'd taken a knock, I knew that, and I'd caught her on the rebound. She needed a shoulder to cry on, and mine happened to be there. No, it didn't happen. I made damn sure it would be there. Even so, she could have called it off, but she didn't. Perhaps it was because, in our society, once you announce a wedding, the whole thing becomes inevitable. The families take over, and the principals have nothing more to say. Primitive, really. So, what we have so far is not so much a marriage, more of an alliance. The Forsythes, with their money, are joined to the Monts with their land. And looking at them, Fleur's father and mine, who can say there's a pinch
You're
of green?
being neglected, Sir Lawrence.
Oh, thank you, not at all. Jolly thing, a wedding?
Yes.
Yes, you've done it all very well, Winifred.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Where's Fleur?
She's just going up to change. She won't be long. Yes, it is. It's all rather nice. Weddings don't alter whatever else does.
Atavistic. Wonderful. Puts me in mind of Fraser.
Oh, who?
The Golden Bough, don't you know? Remember the tribe that buries the bride up to the waist?
Amusing.
Didn't I see June there?
Yes, probably, dressed in a sort of tent.
Why did you ask her?
Because I thought she wouldn't come, of course.
Fertility rites. Orange blossom, rice. It's all splendidly pagan and animal, don't you think?
Yes, I dare say. Excuse me.
Weren't you going to tell me something about an insurance company?
Ah, yes, PPRS. Yes, I'm on the board. Old Clarence died last week.
Yes, I saw the obituary.
Rather overdone, I thought. Would you be interested in taking his place? We need new blood.
As new as mine?
Ah, a hit. But we're not all effete aristocrats. Elderson, our managing director's very much on the mark. Now, what about it, Forsythe?
Well, it's good of you to ask me, Mont.
Not at all. You'd be doing us a favor. Well, think about it. Let me know.
Yes, thank you, I will.
Ah. How nice.
Well, Soames has got his filly to the starting gate, but will she stay the course?
Yes, certainly she will.
Where's her mother?
In France. With her mother.
Good thing, too, from what I hear. They tell me this young Mont's a budding socialist.
Oh, it's quite the thing, you know.
What?
Oh, yes, all the young men are radicals these days.
Insurance, against what's coming. Not a bad idea, what? Better to hunt with the hounds and run with the fox.
It's a craze, like Mahjong. When Michael comes into his property...
Yes, and when they start having puppies, that will change his tune.
Well, yes, it is rather complicated. You see, Val is Fleur's first cousin, but I was a Forsyte too, so I'm a second cousin.
Removed?
I don't think so.
Oh, yes, I'd like you to meet my best man. Wilfred. Wilfred Dessert, this is Mr. and Mrs. Val Darty.
How'd you do?
I know. You're the poet. You must be.
The one and only.
I read something of yours last week in the Quarterly Review.
Black Barrel.
How much did you dislike it?
Quite a lot, though I found it very moving. But too bitter for me. Too astringent.
And you prefer sugar?
I prefer Siegfried Sassoon, actually. You haven't got beyond despair.
Is there anything beyond it?
Well, John Bunyan thought so. And after all, poets are supposed to be giant killers, aren't they? Oh, we must go. Val's pining for his horses. Goodbye.
But I'm really
I hope
pining
you'll be very
for another
happy.
drink.
I'm sure you will.
So long.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, excuse my new family.
I rather like that one. The female half, I mean.
Her father was Jolyon Forsythe, the painter, the one who died a few months ago.
I know. His work's rather old hat, but not half bad.
Yeah.
He seems a nice young man.
The poet?
Michael Mont. Val, I had a letter this morning from John.
Oh, where is he?
He's in British Columbia because he wants to be in California. Oh, he thinks it's too pleasant there.
Well, he's beginning to see a joke again.
He's bought a good piece of land and sent for Irene.
What on earth's she going to do out there?
All she cares about is John. You still think it's a happy outcome?
Fleur wouldn't have been right for him at all.
Poor Fleur.
And poor Michael Mont.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Thank you for coming up.
I was glad to. Shall I unhook you?
Please. I suppose you think me a fool when it should have been John.
I don't know.
Or a selfish beast.
Does Michael know about John?
He knows that I was in love, that's all.
Then he knows what he's taking on.
Well, he wants me on any terms and... Oh, I don't care. It'll get me away from home. I had one letter from John. Very short. It says, "I'm not coming back to England. Bless you always, John." So you see, she's made safe.
Is that quite fair to Irene? She always told John he could do as he wished.
That's a bad joke. Tell me, didn't she spoil your life too?
Oh, I don't think anyone can spoil a life. That's nonsense. Things happen. But we bob up.
Oh, June, what am I doing?
Fleur, don't. Don't. There. There now. It'll be all right, I promise you. It'll all come out right. Now look, you mustn't sit down under it. We can't control life, but we can fight it. Make the best of things, Fleur. I've had to. Oh, I held on, like you, for what I wanted. And failed in the end. I cried as you're crying now. Well, look at me.
It's all right. Over now. I'm sorry. I shall forget him, I suppose, if I fly fast and far enough.
Then give me a kiss and dry your eyes. Shall I wait?
No, but thank you. You've helped me through a bad moment.
Evening paper, late edition, government resigns, election next month. Paper, sir? Thank you, sir. Evening paper, government resigns.
Thank you, Mr. Mont. One other thing, sir.
Yes, Miss Perrin.
Beckett's here.
Oh, Lord. All right. You better show him in.
Yes, Bickett?
I've got the sack, sir.
Well, dash it, old man, what do you expect? You were caught swiping 5 coppers of copper coin.
That's right, Mr. Mont.
But you're a packer. We have to trust you, chap, simply because it's almost impossible to keep a check on you. If you let us down and then get caught, you can't blame Mr. Danby for giving you the shove.
Oh, no, sir.
Well, what is it you want, Bickett?
Another chance.
Oh, well, that's all jolly fine, man. Look, sit down, Bickett. Now, what made you take the books in the first place?
Oh, I was going to sell them. Look, I get £2 a week. I can't live on that. Not with prices what they are. But it's a wife, sir. She's been ill. Pneumonia. It was terrible. I thought she
But she's recovering, isn't she?
You must see, Mr. Mont. I had to have the money. She needed the food. It was only for her.
What you say means in effect that you've taken other books before and sold them? Well, look, try and see it from the firm's point of view, Bickett. If all the other packers were doing what you've done, we'd soon be in the cart. And if we're in the cart, where are all of you? In the street. I'm sorry, Bickett. Anyway, I don't think Mr. Danby will listen to me.
Please, sir. I know I done wrong. But if I'm sacked and no reference, I'll never get another job. Not with all this unemployment. I don't care about me. It's a wife, Mr. Mont.
How old is your wife, Bickett?
Just 20.
Well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll have a word with Mr. Dessert, after all. There were copies of his book you swiped. If he'll speak for you, it may move Mr. Danby.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mont. You're a gentleman. We all say that.
Yes, all right, Bickett. Oh, Bickett.
Yes, sir.
I suppose you were counting on those 5 copies. Well, you better take that to make up. Go on. Only for heaven's sake, don't tell Mr. Danby. Now buzz off, there's a good chap. Go on. Miss Perrin, get me Mr. Dessert on the telephone, will you? I must be out of my mind.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that, Michael.
Oh, hello, Bart. Take a pew.
And, what has unhinged you, my boy?
Oh, spot of staff bother.
Ah.
No trouble for the Danbys of this world. They've got it cut and dried. Not me. I see too many points of view.
An excellent fault. I've just come from the club.
What news?
Le Roi et Mort, election next month. Your Labour friends can start lying, Michael.
Do you think they'll get in?
Not this time. Bonar Law's got it all tied up. Mightn't be a bad thing if they did. A taste of office might help them grow up.
Excuse me. Yes? Well, did you get him, Miss Perrin? Oh, bad luck. No, it's all right. I'll telephone him this evening. Thank you.
Suppose they did get in. What could they do, huh? Cure unemployment?
They might, Bart.
I doubt it. And what else? Could they abolish the cinema, teach English women to cook, make us grow our own food? Could they hang all dabblers in poison gas, destroy all bombing aeroplanes and submarines?
They could try.
And what about the possessive principle that you disapprove of? Would they abolish that? No, not in your life, my boy. No, all party politics are top-dressing. We're ruled by inventors and by human nature.
Oh, you have got it bad, Governor.
But seriously, do you find reality in politics now?
Oh, do you find reality in anything now?
Income tax, perhaps.
Such simple faith, it touches me.
Everything fine and splendid is off. No big schemes, no great principles, no far-sighted views, no great religion, no great art. Just a lot of little men in little hats.
As panteth the heart after Bar and Wilberforce and the Nelson Monument. Oh, my poor old Bart. You better come home and have tea.
I will. Isn't it your anniversary?
Yes, the 2nd.
Ah, celebrating?
Oh, yes. We're going out to dinner and on to a ball at the Humphreys afterwards.
Ah.
So come along home and let Fleur cheer you up.
Does she cheer you up?
Oh, Lord, yes. She's a dab hand at that. Come on.
Ah.
There, Tim. Sit there and look oriental. Grosvenor 1929, please. No, 29. Thank you. Tim, don't lick the floor. It's bad for you. Oh, hello. Can I speak to Lady Allison? Oh, it is you, Allison. Fleur speaking, yes. Fine, thanks. Well, it's about next Wednesday. Charles Upsher's fallen out. Yes, it is a bore, isn't it? Well, I was wondering if there's any chance of your bringing Gurdon Minnow. I don't know him, of course, but he might be interested. Will you? Well, do try. And could you let me know tonight? Thanks. Thanks awfully, yes. Bye. Oh, my tingling! You mustn't lick the carpet. No.
Mr. Dessert, madam.
Oh, Wilfred, how nice. I was feeling all lonely waiting for Michael. And here you are. Come and sit down, I'll ring for tea.
No, no tea, thank you.
Oh, very well. Don't you think he goes beautifully with my room? Are you in a mood, Wilfred?
Depends what you call a mood. This one seems to be permanent.
Oh, pity. I can't be doing with permanent gloom. Boring.
Fleur, stop it. You know I'm crazy about you.
How would Michael like that from you, his best friend?
Ugly, isn't it? Fleur, put that damn dog down. I can't see your face. Look, if you were truly fond of Michael, I'd say nothing, but you're not. I know you're not.
Then you know very little. I am fond of Michael.
Oh, yes. But not in a way that counts.
Quite enough for safety.
Oh. I see. A flower that I mustn't touch. Quite sure. Quite sure. The moment I believe that, I shall go east.
Oh, east?
Not so stale as going west, but much the same. You don't come back.
I shouldn't like that, Wilfred.
No. Perhaps not. You hate to lose anything once you've got it.
That's unfair.
I don't think so. But you're not going to keep me in your zoo. I'm not going to hang around picking up the crumbs. You know what I feel. but whether you know how badly. Well, I'm warning you, if I stay here, there'll be a smash of some sort.
Wilfred, are you suggesting that it's my fault?
Yes. You've collected me as you collect everybody that comes near you.
But I don't believe that you even like me.
I see
so
you clearly, and I don't lie, either to myself or to you. I love you desperately, and that's all that matters. Oh, don't be angry, Fleur, please. I'm too unhappy.
I'm sorry, Wilfred. Wilfred, I am sorry.
All right, I'll go.
But you'll come to dinner on Wednesday.
Hell do you take me for?
Oh, Wilfred, I don't like violence.
Goodbye, Fleur.
Wilfred, just the man I wanted to see. Hello, Ducky.
How do you do, sir?
Ah, pretty spry for an old one. Congratulations, by the way. Copper coin. I'm filled with admiration.
Thanks.
Hello, my dear.
Wilfred's feeling cast down because copper coin's selling too well. On the principle that if poetry gets read at all these days, it can't be any good. I don't want to add to your unhappiness, Wilfred, but old Danby's given the go-ahead for the second edition.
Michael, why did you want to see me?
Oh, yes. Well, one of our packers, a poor little snipe called Bickett, got caught snaffling 5 copies of copper coin.
Oh.
Intending to sell them, of course, but Danby's given him the shove. Well, I feel sorry for him. There's a wife, been ill with pneumonia. Well, he came to me, very contrite, won't do it again, so he says. Not with yours, anyway. What I was really wondering was, well, you know, Danby won't listen to me. Would you feel like putting in a word for him?
I'll look in on Monday morning.
Thanks.
Those verses, Dessert, you were in the war, I gather?
Yes.
Air service?
And line, a bit of both.
Hard on a poet.
I don't agree. I think poetry's only really possible when you may be blown up at any moment. Or when you live in Putney.
Indeed.
Tennyson, Wordsworth, Swinburne, Browning, they could turn it out. They lived, but not much.
Is there not a third condition favourable?
And that, sir?
Well, how shall I express it? A certain cerebral agitation in connection with women?
Excuse me, I was just leaving. Goodbye.
Oh, Wilfred.
That's a very sudden young man.
Don't mind him, Bart, he broods.
Yes, poor old Wilfred. I recognise the symptoms. He's brewing up. Out of those depths of introspection will emerge some black and savage lines of verse.
Well, who's going to tell me about the election?
So you've heard?
Father telephoned. He says Labour's going to get in.
Oh, Bart does.
Well, I do hope you're not going to canvass for them, Michael.
Why not?
Oh, I think canvassing's so silly. If anyone canvassed me, I'd vote the other way at once.
Yes, but darling, you're not the average elector.
I hope not. Cream, Bart.
Thank you, my dear. Oh, by the way, Bart wants us to go to dinner tomorrow evening.
Ah, lovely, but darling, we can't.
Why ever not?
Well, there's that Hugo Solstice concert.
Oh, damn, I'd forgotten about that. Sorry, Bart. Do you know Hugo stuff?
Isn't he supposed to be restoring English music?
Yes, giving it a wide and spacious freedom from melody while investing it with literary and mathematical charms.
Michael, that's unkind.
No, it's not. I'm merely quoting the music critic of the Morning Post. One doesn't go to Hugo's concerts anticipating pleasure.
So I noticed last time you slept.
I tried to. It was worse than taking a nap on the railway station at Liège.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Well, I believe it's your anniversary. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what you're going to do with it.
Open it for me, darling.
All right.
And I'll pour Father some tea.
Oh, you're coming to the board meeting on Tuesday, Monk?
Bored?
Yeah.
PPRS. Is it on us so soon?
Yes.
Oh, nuisance. I planned shooting the spinners with Michael.
Yes, I should let the spinners wait. We have to settle that annual report.
You say that somewhat uneasily.
I am uneasy.
But why, my dear fellow? Elderson's got everything under control.
Elderson's got far too much control. You know, if I'd realized the extent to which that fellow ruled the roost, well, I doubt if I should have come on the board.
Well, you surely can't mean that, Elderson. Good Lord. But his grandfather was my grandfather's agent at the time of the Reform Bill. Put through the most corrupt election ever fought. Bought every vote. Great days, Forsythe, great days.
Yes, and over. I don't believe in trusting a man's judgment as far as we trust Elderson's.
But he's absolutely first class. We were at Winchester together.
Well, a fellow at Marlborough with me, he went into the army. He absconded with the mess funds. And the colonel's wife.
Are you saying something?
I'm expressing an anxiety. Now, Elderson, in my view, has committed us far too heavily in the field of foreign insurance. Well, with the situation as it is, it's It's a mistake to put all your eggs in one basket.
Possibly, possibly. You can always bring it up at the meeting.
Yes, I intend to.
Oh, what a delicious thing.
Oh, that's marvellous.
But look.
Oh, it's very pretty indeed.
Oh, that's very handsome. Uncommon, too. Where'd you pick it up, Forsyth?
At a sale. It needs a strong light.
Oh, pin it on for me, Michael.
All right, darling. Here, you sit it. There we are. Come over to the window.
Just go there.
On there.
They get along all right, don't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, don't you think it's time there was a movement in heirs, Forsyth? Well, I know we're not the royal family, but with all this modern birth control, frankly, my dear fellow, I'm getting uneasy.
There's plenty of time.
I don't like that dog, Forsyth.
Dog? What's that got to do with it?
I like a baby to come before a dog. Dogs and poets distract young women.
Well, if you're as concerned as all that, you can have a talk with your son.
You could have a word with your daughter.
It's lovely, sweetie. Thank you.
Well, I must be off. Are you coming, Forsyth?
Yes. There's a chap over from the Argentine wants to buy my Goya.
Sell your Goya, sir? Well, think how much you're envied.
Well, can't have everything.
Yes, but that reproduction we're publishing is absolutely first rate. Property of Soames Forsythe, Esquire. Well, let's get the book out first, sir.
Shadow or substance, eh, Forsyth?
Well, I have no family place.
You could always leave it to Fleur, sir.
Yes. Yes, well, we'll have to see if that's worthwhile, won't we?
Bye, my dear.
I'll see you out.
Thank you. Now, I want to...
Goodbye, darling. See you soon. And that's quite enough for a bad, small dog. What should we do about Wilfred, Ting? I know what you do. Bite.
Happy anniversary, darling.
Oh, Michael, your tin's like a boot brush.
Sorry, old thing, your face shouldn't be so smooth. I say, I wonder if there's anything in it.
In what?
Well, you saw Wilfred's face when Bart talked about women. Perhaps old Wilfred's been nobbled at last. Has he, do you think?
Well, Michael, if you don't know, nobody does.
Why, Tony, why?
I think she's bad all round, Vic.
Yeah, but you were saying last week.
Last week's last week. This is a world of business, love. Changes overnight. And that's what's happened. He's suddenly gone slack, so they're reducing staff.
What are we going to do, Tony?
Yeah, I don't know yet. But don't you worry. I'll get something.
It's a shame. You like that job.
Some more cocoa?
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
It was all right, Vic. I like some of the fellas. But the job, well, I mean to say, wrapping books up in a basement all day long wasn't all that blooming marvellous. Yeah, how's the breathing, love?
Much better. I'll be all right in no time.
You're still pale.
Yeah, well, I was never the sort to have much colour.
Your dad was Italian, wasn't he? I've sometimes thought about that.
What do you mean?
Living in the sunshine.
They say Italy's a poor country.
Yeah, maybe. If you've got to be poor, Vic, I reckon it's better being poor in the sun than over here. Anyway, there's other countries. Take Australia. We had a book in there about it. It's quite a movement.
Movement?
Yeah, this book was on about it being a place of the future. Called it, a land of golden opportunity. I like the sun, Vic. I wouldn't mind trying it.
Well, how much does it cost then to get there?
A lot more we can lay our hands on. That's the trouble. But I've been thinking, I mean, England's about done. There's too many like me.
You're wrong. There aren't enough.
What made you take a fancy to me?
Because you don't think first of yourself. That's why.
I used to, before I met you. I'd do anything for you, Vic.
Me too.
Oh. If we could only wake up in Australia. Well, one thing's certain. We'll wake up in this blighted little room. Never mind. I'll earn the money somehow.
Oh, couldn't we win it on a horse?
No, I've only got 47 bob now the rent's paid. If we lose that, where you be? Now, I'll get a job.
Yeah, well, they'll give you good references, won't they?
Yeah, but, well, that job's off. Overstocked.
Oh, look, Tony, if you want to go to Australia, we'll manage it somehow. Now, come on, get undressed and come to bed, eh?
Oh, dear, doesn't old Hugo just pile it on? Oh, quiet, I'm still stone deaf. I can't hear myself speak.
I know, but other people can.
Well, that's all very well for them. I forgot my earplugs. All right, let the voice of honest criticism be drowned in drink. What you going to have, darling?
Gin and something.
All right, we'll go over and I'll bring it over.
Thank you.
Fleur! Oh, nice to see you. Where's Michael?
He's just gone for drinks. I might just catch him.
No, thank you, dear, no. What did you think of the music?
Interesting. Well, that's what everybody says. It's a useful word, but well, it doesn't commit you to anything.
Yes, now you know Mr. Solstice, don't you, Fleur?
Slightly.
Yes, well then could you tell him, dear, discreetly, of course, that the fiddles were all playing in the wrong key? It quite ruined the melody.
Oh, Aunt, really? That was on purpose.
I don't believe you. Was it, Fleur?
Certainly. And as for melody, Michael says Hugo dropped dead with shame if he achieved it, even accidentally.
Dear me. Well, I suppose one must keep up to date, though one does find it rather restrained. Well, what's next, Holly?
Oh, Beethoven, piano concerto.
Oh, good. So they still play Beethoven?
Sometimes, though he's considered an awful old dud.
Poor old Beethoven. But honestly, Fleur, don't you really rather enjoy him?
Honestly, yes, but of course one mustn't say so.
Oh, Holly, look. Look, there's very young Nicholas. I must have a word with him. Oh, goodbye, Fleur, dear, and well, perhaps you'd better say nothing to Mr. Solstice.
No, just tell him we found his music interesting.
Light.
Thanks.
Well, Fleur, am I going east?
You're very silly.
Anything you like. Am I going east?
I wish you wouldn't be so intense. And difficult.
Awkward, isn't it? But it troubles you too, doesn't it? And you don't want to be troubled.
Not in that way, no.
Oh, I understand perfectly. But then collectors oughtn't to be troubled by their possessions. And that's all I am to you, isn't it? A piece of prize Ming that you don't want to lose.
Wilfred.
Oh, Wilfred, how can you be so unkind as to leave me when your friendship is so precious to me? Stay and be my tame cat. Well, I'm sorry. It's not good enough.
You're being quite horrible.
Perhaps. But I'm also right. I'm not staying on your terms. And I can't have you on mine. So the thing's impossible. Let's finish it, now.
No, wait.
For what?
Wilfred, I don't know what I want. I need time. I can't bear for you to be unhappy, Wilfred. Don't go. Perhaps I should be unhappy too, I don't know.
My dear child, you'll be over all that in a fortnight. If you like, I'll go to China.
Stop it.
Why not? One place is as good as another. The further away, the better. China's a damn good idea. I'll be able to send you a piece of real Ming, much better period than this.
Insulting.
I beg your pardon. I don't want to leave you angry, Fleur. Truly, I don't.
And what is it you do want?
You mustn't be a silly child. You know perfectly well. Since it's not on, I want nothing. Your blessing and your hand.
You think I'm made of ice? Well, I'm not.
I didn't mean to play up your pride. But we must drop it, Fleur. It's no good.
Be a fool to go.
Wilfred. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, darling. What a mob. Did you see Wilfred?
Yes.
Did he say anything?
No, not much. He's got the hump.
Yes, poor old son. We ought to have him around more often, Fleur. You always cheer him up. Oh, look, I think we ought to go. They're practically starved.
Do you mind if we go home, darling? I'm tired.
Of course not, darling. Look, finish that up and we'll go down and grab a rickshaw. What is that strange sound?
Melody.
By Jove, so it is. Melody. Come along, darling.
Well, Vic, I'm off.
Oh, what's that? What have you got there?
Ah, great stunt, this is. Look here.
Oh, Tony, you're never going out to sell those. I mean, not on the street.
Of course I am. Up the city. Sell like hotcakes, they will up there, among all them millionaires and aldermen.
Oh, no.
It's all right, love. It's all right. Mustn't quarrel with bread and butter. Can't get a job. She's only to tide us over. Yeah, you'd never know. I might do well at this lark. Be my own boss anyhow. No cat time to nobody. Come and go as I please. I'd rather sell balloons than be a packer any day. And then when you're well enough to get a job, we'll be able to put something away, and then Australia, here we come.
Oh, Tony, Tony.
And those, Mr. Chairman, gentlemen, are the figures on which we shall report to the shareholders at the annual general meeting. You wish to comment on them, Mr. Forsythe?
Yes, Mr. Elderson, I do. I'm not satisfied that these accounts disclose our true position.
Oh, in what way?
Next year's foreign contract commitments are all lumped together under one general estimate of liability. Now, I'm not satisfied with that. I think they should be treated separately.
We have always treated our commitments under one general estimate, Mr. Forsythe.
And, to my mind, wrongly.
Why?
Well, in the first place, this foreign contract business is a new policy. And secondly, in my view, I don't think we're taking sufficient regard of what's happening on the continent. Unless there's a material change there for the better, well, then I fully expect us to finish up in Queer Street next year.
I'm not at all clear. What precisely are you asking of the board, Mr. Forsythe?
I am asking, as a member of the board, that we are each of us furnished with the full details of all foreign contracts, and that the board be adjourned till this day week so that we may all have an opportunity of examining them.
It's not necessary.
May be inconvenient, Mr. Merrick, but it is necessary. Now, for all I can tell, instead of issuing a dividend, we ought to be reserving this year's profits against next year's certain loss.
Yes, sir. Quite absurd.
So you say. And are we to have those details?
Well, the board can have what details it likes, but permit me to remark it can be only a matter of estimate.
That is a matter of opinion. And in my view, it should be the board's opinion, but only after very careful examination of the actual figures.
Well, there should be no difficulty about that, I imagine, Elderson.
Oh, no.
But in any case, Mr. Forsythe, we should hardly be justified in penalizing the present year for the sake of eventualities which we hope will not arise.
We are here to decide policy according to our common sense. Now, we can only do that with full information. That is my point. We have not enough.
Mr. Forsythe seems to be indicating a lack of confidence in the management.
Not at all. I'm merely asking for information.
The board could be adjourned, Mr. Chairman. I could come up myself at a pinch. Possibly we could all attend. Times are very peculiar, and we mustn't take any unnecessary risks. Not that we have any reason to complain of the results so far. And I'm sure we all have the utmost confidence in the judgment of our managing director.
Yeah.
Still, as Mr. Forsythe has seen fit to ask for this information, I think that perhaps we ought to have it. What do you say, Fontenay?
Well, I really don't think that on these accounts we should fail to declare a dividend this year. There's no good getting the wind up before we must. When do the accounts go out, Elderson?
Well, normally at the end of this week.
These are not normal times. Well, may I speak plainly? Unless I have that information, I must tender my resignation.
Oh. Very well. We will adjourn the board to this day week. You will be able to get us those figures, Elderson?
Oh, certainly, yes.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
I say, Forsythe gave us quite a shock.
Shock?
With your alternative. I never remember anything of that sort on this board before.
Sleepy Hollow.
I generally manage 40 winks myself. Gets so infernally hot in here.
The board meeting is over. Yes, speaking. No, it's you, Gradman. Yes, what is it? Yes, I see. Yes. No, you're quite right to bring me here. Yes, thank you. Goodbye.
Anything wrong?
Yes. My cousin, George Forsyte.
Has something happened to him?
Yes, he's dying.
Your medicine, sir?
Good afternoon, I'm Mr. Forsyte.
Please come in, sir.
Go. Is he conscious?
Yes, sir. Doctor says he won't last the night.
Yes, well, here's my card. Perhaps he might like to see me.
Thank you, sir. If you'd care to wait here.
It's not bad at all.
And to take you in, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Forsyte, sir.
Oh, George.
Hello, Soames. Come to measure me for me coffin?
Yeah. Oh, you'll pick up in no time. Well, you're no age. There's something you wanted me to do for you.
Make me a codicil. You'll find paper in the dressing table drawer.
Yes. Huh?
My 3 screws to young Valdarti, because he's the only Forsyte that knows a horse from a donkey. What have you said?
I hereby leave my 3 racehorses to my kinsman Valerius Darty because he has special knowledge of horses.
You're a dry file, Soames. Go on. To Bella Moyle of 12 Claremont Grove, the sum of £12,000, free of legacy duty.
That's a lot of money.
Write it down or I'll leave her the lot.
Is anything else?
No. Read it.
To Bella Moyle of 12 Claremont Grove, £12,000 free of legacy duty.
Ah, that's a pill. You won't let that bit into the papers. Now call my chap and you and he can witness.
The vicar, sir, has called. He wants to know if you'd like to see him.
No. Give him my compliments. Say I'll see him at the funeral. But wait a minute. Mr. Forsyte wants you to sign your name.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Now, if we just witness here. No.
See she gets it. I can trust you. That's one thing about you, Soames.
You want to see her again?
No. What's the use? Now get me a cigar from that drawer.
Ought you to?
Never in me life done what I ought. Not going to begin now. Cut it for me. Good, isn't it? I always liked it. Such a damned uncomfortable thing to live with. You'd better buy it in before the sale.
Your cigar, George.
I'm gonna have a snooze.
Well, bye, George. I hope you'll soon... Goodbye.
Good old Soames. Always the merry optimist. Goodbye.
Oh, you have my telephone number? Let me know.
Very good, sir.
Come in.
Well?
Fleur. Why are you here?
Why? Well, you've invited me often enough.
Yes, I know, but...
Well, to see your junk. Nice junk, too. Some of it.
If that's why you came, why didn't you bring Michael?
Oh, he's busy. This is Hepplewhite, isn't it?
You know very well it is.
And that chair, and I do like that.
You said I'd be a fool to go away.
Because of me? Yes, I think you would. I'm not worth that sort of gesture.
That's not what you meant.
Isn't it? Well, it's what I mean now.
You came to tell me that. I don't believe you. I'll tell you why you came. Because it's dangerous. A new sensation. You can feel modern and daring without committing yourself to anything. The idea of passion excites you, but that's all. You've no intention of letting yourself in for the real thing. You've never loved anyone.
That's not true.
And you don't intend to. For you, it's a sort of fashionable game. Well, let me tell you, Fleur, for me, it's no game. I loathe myself for what I'm doing because of Michael, and I can't stop myself because of you. Do you think that's funny? Do you think that's an amusing game? Let me tell you, it may be a great deal more dangerous than you think.
Wilfred, stop it.
I'm going to kiss you. At least I shall have that. And then we'll see.
Oh, Wilfred, that was silly. I'm not to be taken like that.
Lovely balloons. Now, come on, lady, take a packet for the kids.
I'm not sure you can stand there.
Give us a chance, Constable.
You might cause an obstruction.
Oh, if I'm in the way, I'll stand anywhere you like, but I'm right on my bones, honest.
I haven't seen you here before.
Yeah, that's right, Constable. I'm new to this, my first day. I'm down to my last two bobber, and the wife's been sick.
Oh, we'll see. I shan't make trouble for you, if no one objects.
I'm much obliged. Here, take it. I mean it, take it, for your little girl. To please me.
I'll buy one. Give you a start. Not now. In an hour when I go off duty. I have it ready. A big magenta one.
Oh, thanks. Balloons. Here, balloons, sir. Best quality.
What did I want with a balloon?
The children like them. No weight, sir. Waistcoat pocket.
I dare say. I have no children.
Grandchildren, sir?
No grandchildren.
Thank you, sir.
Give me 2. How much are they?
Tell sir. Much obliged.
Keep the change.
Balloons! Who buy my balloons? Lovely balloons.
What do you think, Miss Perrin? Barrington or Aubrey Green?
Well, I think Mr. Green's is awfully clever.
But Barrington's has the commercial touch, eh?
Yes, I suppose so.
Aubrey's a lad, though. His stuff's original. It's new minted. Well, Barrington's a tired old hack. A good tired old hack, mind you. But let's take a flyer, shall we? Settle for Aubrey.
Oh, I am glad. Well, I just thought I ought to advise you to
quite
take...
right, Miss Perrin. Keep me on the straight and narrow if you can, and I'll try to lead you astray.
Oh, Mr.
No
Mott.
offence, Miss Perrin, no offence in the world. Though what Mr. Danby's going to say, I don't know.
Is Mr. Dessert
Yes, him with Mr. Danby now.
They all go to our friend Mott with some tale or other. He has a very soft heart, but I can't take Bickett back.
His wife's been damned ill.
If she has, I'm sorry. It doesn't excuse what he did. This sort of thing, it's most insidious. We've been trying to trace a leak for some time.
Tiresome, I grant you, but aren't you being unduly hard?
Not hard, Mr. Dessert, only just.
And are you a judge of justice?
I hope so.
Try 4 years in the trenches and then have another go.
I don't see the connection. The experience you've been through, it was bound to be warping.
A damn sight less warping than sitting on one's behind being just.
In effect, you're telling me that I should make no distinction between honesty and dishonesty. That's absurd. You know it perfectly well.
I know nothing perfectly well, Mr. Danby, and I mistrust those who say they do.
Let us say life is a game. If you don't observe the rules...
Oh, hang the rules. Give the poor blighter another chance. Do it as a favor to me. After all, I wrote the rotten book.
I'm sorry, but with me, well, it's a matter of conscience. Bickett doesn't come back. That's final.
Hello, old son. What luck?
No go. Old Scrooge is too just.
Oh, I was afraid of that. Thanks for trying, anyway.
Sorry, I can't handle his kind.
Oh, don't go, Wilfred. Look, I'm just leaving. Come home and have a drink with us. Fleur will be glad to see you.
Fleur.
What is it, Wilfred? What's wrong?
Michael. You've got to know. I'm in love with Fleur. I'll take her from you if I can.